Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video, or I could say another take, because I've done several takes just on this opening today. It's so hot in here, I don't know if I can think straight. But with all that said, Bitcoin has some fantastic news that we need to cover off. And I want to have a look at some of the other articles surrounding the crypto market in general, because there's a lot of really positive articles out there talking about real world changes when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that go against the narrative Nick and myself have been putting out. Now, is this enough to really change our thought process about where we're heading? Not for me at the moment. I think, you know, the landscape, the financial landscape, the economic landscape at the moment does not look positive. And I do see other YouTubers, you know, big YouTubers, and you know, I'll highlight George, for example. And you know, I like George, I like what he does. But I will highlight that, you know, he's talking about, you know, people's narrative and trying to push the market down to make purchases. I think anybody that doesn't realize, you know, the impact of what's happening outside of the crypto space in the real world, you know, the likes of China and Taiwan, the likes of Ukraine and Russia, the likes of the property crisis that's happening in China, you know, the other viruses that are going around, and all this other stuff that I haven't even mentioned. The impact that these can have on all the different financial sectors is immense. You know, the inflation rates, the interest rates, all of this stuff, you know, has a big impact. So anybody that's suggesting that people are just talking about it to get better deals, I think are not looking at the bigger picture. And I want to highlight that. But I do want to be positive, and I want to acknowledge the positive stuff that's happening, that everybody seems to be jumping on this bandwagon, and I kind of feel like there's going to be a lot of people that get humbled by it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, and you want to support the channel, even if you don't and you want to support the channel, mash it up. You know, we really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And jump in our Discord's absolutely free to join. Over 4,000 people talking about crypto 24/7, supporting one another, navigate the space safely. You won't be disappointed jumping in there. And check out our Patreon membership, 2 weekly AMAs that Nick and myself do, where you can ask us anything, project reviews. If you're on the top tier on Patreon, you can request technical analysis from our TA team, and much more. Like, I'm scratching the surface by talking about some of the stuff that's going in there. There's much more going on, so do check it out if that is of interest. No pressure, obviously. But let's get down to the desktop, right? Okay, so we're going to start on coin market cap, and the total market cap of all crypto is down 0.55% at the time of recording, at $1.15 trillion. Bitcoin hovering around $24,000, up 4.5% for the week, give or take a percent or so, or a fraction of a percent. And Ethereum is 1,896.75, up 13.5%. Which is, you know, remarkable, really. But I need to say that I do just think that this is a bear market rally. I do think that we'll see a reversal. You know, look, there's nothing in the data to pinpoint that we're definitely going to have lower lows. But what I would say is we've been talking about it early, and we're probably guilty of talking about it too early. Lots of people may be fearful about getting in the market. There are some wonderful opportunities for trading, and you know, I think ETH is a prime example of that. So I'm not suggesting not to get in the market, you know, dollar cost average and do all the things that we normally do, but just be mindful that, you know, there's a lot going on around the world that is, you know, going to have huge impacts on the financial markets, you know, if, you know, it goes as we kind of expect it to. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and I don't really want to get into the article here, it's really just a conversational piece. You know, convincing evidence is the title for this one, that both crypto and traditional markets are aligned. Now, I would say I'm very aligned to this article and completely agree with it. You know, the interest rates, the hikes that we've seen, the inflation. I just think that, yeah, there's a lot aligned right now, and seeing more traditional institutions and hedge funds and family offices getting involved in the space more and more makes me feel that it's going to become more aligned as time continues. I will link this in the Discord, but really wanted to just discuss the headline itself, right, and get your views and opinions. So do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Do you agree with this statement? Do you think that both traditional markets and crypto markets are now aligned? Really interested to get your views and opinions on that in the comments below. I think it's a really interesting take, and one that people should really perhaps look at and work out how aligned it actually is. I still think that crypto is seen as a risk asset, so it will be one of the first that leaves, particularly like big money portfolios, traditional hedge funds and family offices. I think those risk assets will be the first to go. So if we do see issues around the world that impact the financial markets, expect a big crash for crypto. And that's kind of like my thought process on it. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. So crypto derivative trading volume rose the first half in 4 months as the market rallied in July. So I think this is really bullish, and I think it's something that we should be aware of. We should look at the data, and I think we have seen this. However, there isn't a huge amount of volume in the space. So when it comes to the prices going up, unless a lot more people get involved, and I would say more people can't get involved than can get involved at the moment with the increased costs of living and so forth. So just be cautious in the market. I think it's a great market to be trading, heaps of volatility, but I think these things are really positive, and we need to keep an eye on them. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Again, I will link this in the Discord. Moving on, and we've got 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏, and an ETF has been launched, giving investors significant cryptocurrency exposure. And I think this is something that we're going to see more and more. I think there is definitely a narrative in the media being pushed out here, and that is get in, don't miss out. And I think this is what we tend to see when we're getting somewhere near the top of a rally of some sort. Now, I think this particular market, a non-regulated market like cryptocurrency, is being heavily manipulated by big players. And this is why at the moment I kind of feel like selling everything from a crypto perspective could be a lucrative decision if we do see these pullbacks we expect to see. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody should go do that. This is not financial advice. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my portfolio and just continue to dollar cost average as I normally do. But there will be a lot of people probably in the social media influencer sector starting to talk in this manner about de-risking a little bit with what we're starting to see. I mean, there's people that are on some of the financial channels in the US talking about now's the time to buy ETH. I mean, ETH's already rallied quite significantly, right? So to be buying ETH right now with this individual, that you should really do the opposite of what he says. You would be much better off financially if you did the opposite of what that guy said than what he actually said to do. So a little bit concerning there, seeing certain individuals that you should definitely not trust telling you it's time to get in. That's normally a red flag for me, and everything's aligning to what I expect to see in the market. I expect to see all this positivity when we start to get close to the top of a bear market rally. But let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Look, everybody's got an opinion. Be constructive with it. I know that mine is not going to align with everybody. However, my opinion is just as valid as every other person's opinion. So interested to get yours in the comments below. Like I say, just be constructive. One thing that I really do like to see here is the crypto exchange Binance raising $450,000 from Curve Finance hack. So the hackers were sending the crypto to Binance. I mean, it's all on the blockchain. Like, what were they thinking? So Binance have managed to save that crypto and return it to holders, or they're looking to return it to holders. One thing that I really like about Binance is how upfront they are, and I think this sort of stuff is integral to the adoption of cryptocurrency. And I would just like to say a big well done to Binance for doing this. I think it's needed, and I would expect other exchanges to follow suit. I think this should just be standard. Well done. I think hats off to you. You've done a fantastic job there, and it needs to be recognized, right? Okay, so 3/4 of institutions to use cryptocurrency in the 3 years, or within 3 years, I think that should say. And this is a report from basically from Ripple, right? And they basically are the company behind XRP. Again, I think this is crazy, but this is a whopping 76% of surveyed financial institutions plan to use crypto within the next 3 years. Again, I'm not going to dig into the article. I want to keep this video as short as possible. But if that isn't bullish, I don't know what is. So what I guess the point that I want to make is Nick and myself are talking about pullbacks in the market, and we feel quite strongly about that. Whether we go down to new lower lows is yet to be seen, but we expect pullbacks. You can't just continue to go up and up and up without coming back down for some relief. So we expect the pullbacks, but the point that I'm trying to make here is we are still really, really bullish on crypto, and this is another bullish reason. More long term, it's just short term, I think there's going to be some wonderful opportunities. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on that. And I have kind of said September for me will be the month, mid-September onwards, where we start to see that pullback. Timing's always the most difficult thing to call out, right? It isn't easy, but I did in May call out that I thought the bottom was going to be in June. June came, we saw the most recent bottom in June, and that is currently the bottom. So I was accurate in what I was predicting in May. I don't remember seeing anybody else predicting it, that June was going to be that bottom. And on reflection, looking at it, I look at the stuff that's happening from an economic standpoint around the world, and I just don't think that it's actually the actual bottom on reflection. So I was expecting lower lows. So look, I think that there's a number of different catalysts that could cause this potential drop. One is the property crisis in China. I think that's a real big domino effect that will have on the rest of the market. There's also lots of countries that are defaulting on debts that they've got with China. And the other thing that I would talk about is obviously the Taiwan-China situation. We've still got the ongoing Russian and Ukraine stuff happening as well, but we've also got the big, huge upgrade for Ethereum on the 15th of September. So I think it was originally planned in for the 19th. It's now the 15th, which is lining up even more with what I said, mid-September. So look, I kind of feel that Ethereum is a sell the news event. Time will tell. I think the upgrade will happen. People won't really see too much of a difference in Ethereum, and I think that price will come down. That is really against the narrative that is being spun at the moment. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on that. Really interested to know. But I think that there's going to be a whole bundle of reasons or black swan event that will happen that will potentially bring the markets down. Lots going on, lots of moving parts to everything that's happening. So look, I could be way right, I could be way wrong, but nobody really knows. There's all these people saying that you should be getting into the market, and we don't expect it to go down the bottoms in. But what I would say is they don't know either. So look, just be open to the fact that a lot of the models that are being used, the indicators that are being used, are working against a very small data set. Crypto hasn't been around long enough to say that these indicators are accurate in any way. They may have been accurate perhaps in the last 2 cycles, but there isn't enough data there to hang your hat on a particular indicator. And I think because of that, we're going to see more of these indicators fail and be trying to think of the word. They're just they're not going to be they're going to invalidate in some way. So this is what I kind of expect to happen in the space. So look, it's an opinion. I'm not changing it because I don't see the need to. There's nothing that's changed in the market that is making me more confident about investing big sums of money in crypto right now. So yeah, time will tell. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.